All right, all right, all right. 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 Starting that show back up. Says AirPods. Now the music's not playing. All right, all right, all right. There it is. Now I can hear it. Can you hear me? Wayfarer, wizard, warrior alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. Welcome back. All right, all right, all right. Appreciate you. Good looking out, man. It's happening. Free gift from God. You doing all right today? I'm just chilling. I'm probably gonna need to grab my power cable for my laptop though. My fucking old school laptop, 2015 version, 11 years old. Doesn't really keep a charge anymore. Probably need to upgrade my laptop. Y'all hit the like button, do the thing. It's the old what the fuck? It's your Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon, Frank Lundy, coming at you once again like Finnegan from the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. Welcome back, Wayfarer. The doors of the temple are open. Frank Monday on a Monday. All hail the Father Dagon. All hail the Mother Hydra. The stars align. The shining trapezohedron emerges. And Cthulhu is risen. Oh yeah. There's the button, guys. Do it. It's right down there. Right motherfucking there. Like and subscribe. Get it done, sweetheart. I'm waiting. You gonna hit the button? Did you do it? Let me check. Let me make sure you guys are hitting fucking buttons and doing the thing. I mean, why else do it, right? But for the glory and adoration of the people. Otherwise, there ain't no reason to tune in. I could be doing other shit. I could be cooking breakfast. I could be cleaning house. I could be doing things. Nope, nobody hit the button. Not a single button on this. Alright, guys. We can't have a show unless people hit that button. Okay, free gift from God, hit the button. Frank Monday, hit the button. What about the lurkers? They gonna hit the button? I'll wait for you. Go ahead and get it done. No? No button? Motherfucker just ain't gonna hit a button, are you? We all know who that is. We know who that lurker is out there in Happy Land, unwilling to even touch it, or tickle it, or poke at it. Oh, okay, there you go. Now you got button. You got button happy on that one, baby. I appreciate it. All right, next step, guys. buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Be like free gift from God. Right? Free gift from God knows what's up. He went over to buy me a coffee and dropped big money, big coin in the tip jar. Appreciate that free gift from God. Frater Jersey Devil coming at you. Once again, like Finn again. You know, this is the first time I've zoomed in on your profile pic here. You look like a bearded man with some fun pops, right? Some popsicles from an ice cream truck. Those look tasty though, man. Look, one of them looks like a ghost head. I used to get those popsicles from the ice cream truck. You'd hear the music coming down the street. Typically it was playing The Entertainer, right? Oh yeah. Very nice. Ice cream on a stick. Lovely thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Let's get into it, guys. Adoration of Abraxas. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere and a cleansing wind, to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion. Teach us those secret things which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. All right. Yeah, I was grabbing my charging cable, guys, so I'm back. I'm back at it once again, like Finn again. You know how it goes. Appreciate y'all giving me a minute to get this thing plugged in, because that power ran down fast, man. This live stream's only been going 8 minutes. It's already zeroing out. What do? I always got a dilemma. I only got 2 plugs over here. Do I unplug my toaster oven, or do I unplug my desk lamp? It's always a existential dilemma right there. You want to have your toaster oven handy or your desk lamp? I'd say the desk lamp is probably more oft used than the toaster, though the toaster does get used at least once a day. Right? So you can't write it off entirely. Nothing like having a delicious piece of white bread toast to go with some jelly. All right, that's kind of the a part of the Western culture is toast with jam. Let's see how this changes the sound quality. Is that any better, Wayfarer? Oh, you know it is, man. I plugged in that high quality $60 microphone that people like Free Gift from God allowed me to purchase, right, by sending in the donos. The grift is real, guys. I was just over checking out the chowdered crusty Slow State. You guys know Slow State? Yeah, you probably do. I was waiting for him to open up his panel, but he never did. He wants money to open a panel, right? So the grift is real, guys. He's like, you got to pay me, money, a lot money now. I need money right now, motherfucking put money in the tip jar. And like in order for that guy to do anything, he's got to get paid. And I thought, man, maybe I should be a little more like that, right? So I'll put the pay stamp on there. We're all here together. I'm not going to charge you to open the panel, but if you're feeling generous, don't forget to do the thing. Get over there and put a little something in the tip jar. That never hurt anybody, right? That's good magic. Yeah, so do that thing. Do that thing with your dang-a-lang. Get out there and ring that bell, motherfucker. All right, Frank Monday. I think Frank Monday, this particular individual who goes by such a moniker, he earns it. He gets on here quite regular like, doing his thing, and ain't nothing wrong with that. We all got things to do, getting busy and shit. All right, so I'm gonna have to keep the microphone close to my mouth. That way I don't have to speak too loudly and wake my chillins up. They're still sleeping, so it's like 9 a.m., but none of these motherfuckers went to bed till like 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. They up all night. Old Frank Monday get to bed early, you know what I'm saying? Old motherfucker man. I'm not that old. But I'm halfway to 100, more. Better than halfway to 100. I'm getting busy. Yeah, so if you would join me, Wayfarer, we can talk about whatever you like. I don't have an agenda today. I will go ahead and drop the link, though. Make sure you keep it squeaky in the chitter chat box for Monday. Wishy-washy dope help you get it done, right? You can pick up a 5-pound box over at Thompson's 5 and Dime for $4.99. You get 20% discount coupon in your mailer if you go over to Buy Me a Coffee and pull something in the tip jar. 20% discount box good. 20% discount coupon good anytime at Thompson's 5 and Dime for the 5-pound box of wishy-washy dish soap. Best dish soap in the business comes with a complimentary wishy-washy dishcloth. So go ahead and get it done now. Why not? Don't have to use it as a dishcloth. You can use it as a washcloth. Wishy-washy dish soap, best in the business, keeping balls squeaky clean since 1969. So pick up the 5-pound box at Thompson's 5 and Dime. You get a free cup of hot coffee while you're over there. They got hot coffee as long as it's available. All right. No guarantee you get there on time, but get there first thing early morning on a Saturday, a Sabbatean Sabbath, and you can pick up a box of the wishy-washy dish soap and keep your balls squeaky clean. Keeps balls and bowls squeaky clean since 1969. Wishy-washy dish soap, sudsiest soap in the business. Pick up a box today. All right, we got a visitor out in Happy Land, guys. Free gift from God once again, like Finnegan. Welcome to the stage. How the hell are you, brother? What's happening?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing, man? What's going on? What you up to, baby? With your sweet black ass.
Nothing much here. Uh, I liked the show you did with Jack Talcott.
Yeah, did you have a chance to watch that? That was fun. I appreciate Jack stopping by.
Yep, I was watching it live.
Nice. Yeah, have you ever watched the... I think I've seen you over at the Chats with Jack show once, maybe twice. Probably not your gig, huh?
I don't. Yeah, no, I haven't really watched his channel.
Okay.
I don't know what do you guys talk about there? And
Um, yeah, it's kind of like a souped up Alcoholics Anonymous. Have you ever attended an AA meeting?
yes, I have.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I compare it to. But it's a little more than that. It's a bit of a, it's kind of Christian ethos centered. He like his basic story. I'll give you the rundown. Is he was an alcoholic, destroyed his family and his career. I believe due to alcoholism or finding religion, and as a result, Jesus brought him some grace in his mind. According to his testimony, and as he was able to quit drinking, but as a result, he lost his house, his family, his job, and so he's kind of he's a veteran. He served in foreign wars. I don't think he was ever in war, but he served some time in Germany, I believe in the army, if I'm correct. And so he's on a mission to end war, and he wants to talk to Trump. He wants to speak before Congress, and so he's a member. I believe he's a member of a group called Veterans for Peace, and so that's kind of his message. He wants to spread the message of war, ending war. And so when people come to his show, he likes to talk about that and Jesus, finding Jesus. Living in the image of Jesus. So yeah, but he's very tolerant type dude, and he has a good little open panel every day. Like he's on every day. And for me, his show typically runs from like between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. And you know me, I don't know, you might not know, but I get up really early. I usually get up around 4:35, and so it fits right into my morning schedule. Hey, Dr. D in the house. Appreciate you, Dr. D. Dr. D, hit the link if you want to panel up, man. It was fun talking to you last time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't know why he thinks like Trump has like all this power. If I mean, clearly, well, let's just talk about a couple things here that's just logical. Not to talk shit on him, but this is just the facts. I mean, first of all, it's just really hard to get into this because there's so many points to be made. I'm not really sure why he's
Right.
saying that or who this guy is, but Trump
Well, he just
recently.
wants to end war, and he thinks that he could convince Trump to be like the
Well, yeah,
president
well,
of
my point
peace.
is that Trump doesn't have the power to do so, and if he did, he would already have ended the war. And then I was going to go into the reasons why we even know this for a fact in the first place. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just how I see it. Maybe he doesn't want to end the war. Is that what he's saying, or what does he say about that?
Um, he,
Be-
you know, he. I think a lot of people have a very reductive view of Trump. I would agree that to a certain
well,
extent, the
what I'm
executive
saying
branch
is though,
doesn't
like,
really have that much power. Yeah.
no, but what I'm saying is like, is he saying that Trump is purposely not ending the war? Is that
Um.
like, is he, or
Yeah, I
because
don't know.
to me it's not a benefit for Trump to have the war. Like it's not a benefit for Trump to keep the war. So I don't know. That's just what I would think.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought that much about it because it's not my thing. Like, I mean, sure, everybody can get behind the idea of peace over war, I think. But I'm a bit of a bellicose dude, honestly. And when the U.S. launched in to attack Iran, I thought finally, some justice for Leonidas, the Spartan general who led the 300 against the masses of Persia trying to invade Europe at the time. And so, it's in my mind, it's a 3,000-year-old battle that's been going on, and any kind of justice that can be brought for Leonidas and his valiant 300, I'm all for it. Fuck, blast them into the Stone Age. In my mind. But that's just me. Xerxes cut off Leonidas' head, and drag it through the streets of Greece.
Well, I
And
think the problem is for the USA is that there's no incentive for us to do this. We defend Israel, and
right.
then they say that Iran is a nuclear threat, this, that, and the other. I forget. Oh, great.
Well, like I said, I'm a pretty simple-minded dude. I think vengeance alone is enough of a reason.
But what I was gonna say is that with there's these midterms coming up, and it's not looking good for Trump. People aren't really happy with him. And additionally, he publicly criticized Israel. And they have all these MOU deals, and the truth is,
No, I don't know
Israel's
what is an MOU. Can you explain that to me?
it's kind of like a prerequisite to a peace deal. That makes sense. It's an acronym for something as well.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I was just curious. Yeah, because I don't keep up with politics, honestly. Like, I'm not really that into it. It's not like the kind of thing that like floats my boat or motivates me. And being in China, I don't have any political inclination at all. And so if I was even in the States, I don't know, I'd be more business minded and concerned with myself rather than what the show ponies are doing on stage. So yeah, it doesn't really interest me that much, but I know that it's important to a lot of people. So I know that there is a thing called politics and there are so-called presidents, but I'm of the opinion that it's all a kind of puppetry and shadow magic being played out in Plato's cave, right? So
yeah, I'm not really too involved. I was just saying, like, I don't even think Trump wants this war or anything like that. So I don't, and then I was just confused on why he was saying that. I mean,
yeah, it's like I've been watching his show for like 2 years now, 2+ years. And the Jack chats with Jack, because I go for the fellowship. I don't go for necessarily. I like Jack. I think he's an interesting character and a nice guy. And again, getting behind the idea of ending war, I think is a fairly logical idea. Hey, Logical Spark is here. Blessings to you, Logical Spark. Shout out to Dr. D Head in the chat. Yeah. What about? I know you had been interested in gaming and investments a little bit and like bitcoins and stuff like that. I heard recently, I was watching a show where they were talking about how that is kind of promoted by what they call the manosphere or the manoscape or something. Are you familiar with all that terminology? Do you know something about that? Like, I guess Andrew Tate promoted the idea of investing in what did I say a moment ago, online gaming and those other things I mentioned. I know you know a little more about that than me because you're kind of, you're a young man. You got your finger on the pulse of society and you're keeping up with shit.
I mean, I don't really have any money to invest personally, but I don't really think they promote that. But to answer your question before, though, MOU is Memorandum of Understanding. A memorandum of understanding is a formal, usually non-binding agreement between two or more parties that outlines shared goals, roles, and a common line of action, often serving as a stepping stone to a legally binding contract. Clarifies expectations before a major project or partnership. But yeah, I don't think they really promote investing. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? Yeah, I was watching this thing about investing in gold. There's this guy. Wait a minute, let me look up his name.
Yeah, it takes time. I hear more and more people are investing in actual physical gold as well.
Exactly, that's what I'm referring to.
Okay, I just bought myself a 27 gram solid gold, 24 karat gold little gourd. Well, I bought it a little while back for my 50th birthday, so it's been a few years now. But at the time when I bought it, I think it was valued at around $3,000 US. And so now I don't know what it's worth now, 27 grams. I'd have to do the calculation.
Yeah, so this guy, his name's Peter Schiff.
Peter Schiff.
SCHIFF. And he's considered the stock market guru. And he was given the nickname Dr. Doom after predicting the 2008, I think it was like the housing crisis.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he was talking about, he went on Vlad TV and he did this interview. It's on YouTube. It was released today or something.
Oh,
he was talking about investing
what's
in
the
gold.
story? Yeah. Solid gold, right? Like real gold, tangible assets.
Yeah.
Gold bars.
Yep. And he was saying that it was good to use as a tool for like storing wealth. Like it's better than like, I don't know exactly. See, I don't understand it exactly, but he was saying the way you perceive investing into gold is different than the way you perceive investing in the stock market. It's different, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's basically what he was saying. I'm summarizing what he was saying.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on your home situation too. It becomes a bit of a liability, like if you don't have, good security, a safe, this kind of thing. I think any of those forms of investment, I don't know, I guess gold's okay if you've got extra, money hanging around. But keeping money in solid form, for the most part, I think isn't as good as keeping it like in motion, like keeping it liquidated in motion, like rather than storing it up. But I think if for any investment, if you're going to have like some sort of solid things, I guess gold's one idea,
He was also saying how gold has outperformed the S&P 500. It's hard to explain if people don't know what we're talking about, but that's only within a certain time period, I believe. So,
yeah, one of my first gold investments is this chain I'm still wearing around my neck. I paid like $200 for it or something back in the like 93 or something, like right after I graduated high school. I bought it in Chinatown. It's 24 karat. And now it's worth about, I don't know, $2,500 or something, so that's a kind of a thing. I got like $10,000 worth of gold on my neck alone. And I look at it this way, like at least it's an investment in, like, if I drop dead, whoever finds my body can use it to buy me a casket and bury me.
Yeah, it's a way to preserve your wealth. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it says here, yes, gold's performance relative to the S&P 500 heavily depends on the time frame. Over the long term, the S&P 500 generally outperforms gold between 30 and 50 years. However, gold has significantly outperformed the S&P 500 since the year 2000. Gold has drastically outspaced the S&P 500. While the S&P has been seen as substantial gains driven by tech and AI, gold's performance has multiplied severalfold during the century's market crashes, geopolitical turbulence. So yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, so what's been going on with you out where you're at? Like, how are things on the street? How's the job? You liking the new job? I know you got a new job a little while back. And you were maybe thinking about switching. There were some issues. How's all that going?
I'm doing well, yep. And I'm at a different job now. Yep.
Okay.
So,
you think the situation's better, worse, the same?
No, it's better where I'm at now, which is good.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yep. And, yeah, I'm just chilling. Seeing some things, and uh, you know, yeah, people. I don't understand why black people believe in Jesus. You get that?
I think a lot of them believe in Muhammad, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Actually, you're right. They do. A lot of them believe in Muhammad, and then some other black people. They think they call themselves the original Jews, right? I
Yeah,
don't know if you've seen that.
Black Hebrews or whatever, right?
Yep. But yeah, I don't know why. So besides those blacks, I don't know why the other ones they believe in Jesus, and I don't really get that. And the reason
Th-
why I don't get it is
just for
because
reference, though, this is what a Jew looks like right here.
absolutely. And
Go ahead.
so basically, I don't understand because Jesus is a white guy and they're black. So why would you believe in this white guy, but you're black? And then literally, they're like, I guess a lot of people don't know, but Jesus is literally God incarnated in human form. Like
Right.
that's right. I don't know if like that's what Jesus is.
But
And
yeah, people like to repaint things in their own fantasy. So if you go in a black church, I think most of the paintings they have portraying Jesus are black Jesus, right?
really, is that true?
Yeah, have you not seen that? Yeah, if you go in a black church,
But if they wear a cross, it's the white guy though. It's not like the black guy. Like I don't know.
well, they're rewriting history. You saw the Odyssey came out recently, a movie, blockbuster movie,
What's that
and they
about? You gotta
it's the
explain it.
it's Homer's epic tale of like
Of
Odysseus
course.
travels across the sea for 10 years or whatever, and they portrayed Helen of Greece as a black woman. They cast a black woman, and they cast like a trans girl that's pretending to be a little boy as one
No.
of the greatest warriors in Greek history, right? So they're just rewriting everything, they don't give a fuck anymore.
Wait a minute. What the fuck?
It's just, it's
That's
comical.
that should have wait. That should have been the the title to your show, and then you should have a little banner on the bottom of the title, and then if you want that would be and then switch it as the topics go by if you want. Be like, no
Yeah.
one gives a fuck about this topic. We'll just change the banner. Boom.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
possible. I could try that. I'll do that now.
hey,
Create a banner. Go ahead. Yeah, keep talking. Scroll ticker.
I'm also gonna look this up because I think Jesus is described as a black man in the Bible.
Okay. Yeah. What about the black Hebrews you were discussing? I don't even know if I can spell
Well, yeah, what I
Odysseus.
was here's my theory on the Bible. My theory on the Bible is basically it's an egregore, and so we don't we like this. And every time we use the word Jesus, there's this one picture that comes into our brains. And there basically, it's not even about the image, it's just about the idea. But that's basically how our brains work. And, when I use the word Jesus, all automatically, subconsciously, all these sort of ideas and images spark into everyone's mind. Now, to me, subconsciously, that just means you're just caught. And then you look at Jesus, he looks like a white European guy. Like he looks like he could be your cousin or my brother or some shit like that. Or your father or your uncle, right? And so if you're a black guy, why would you want to call the white guy God? Doesn't make sense to me, but and And even if you're white, it's still bad. I think, but I think it might be some sort of vampiric egregore idea, like Yaldabaoth. But anyway, and yeah, that's why people should be careful what they believe in. I'm
All right, what do you
looking
think
this
about my
up.
banner here? Why cast a black woman as Helen of Troy? What about one of the greatest
That's a
warriors of
good
all?
title.
What about one of the greatest warriors of all time, cast as a trans boy woman that's 5'2", weighing about 120 pounds, soaking wet? I'm trying to be playful. Add your voice to the conversation.
I can't even find this shit. But hold up, let me see. Oh wait. How is Jesus described in the Bible?
Yeah, ask the internet. I don't think when is he ever described as a black man? I found an interesting angle that I was contemplating the other day is that Jesus isn't actually like a carpenter, that in the Jewish communities at the time it was more likely that he was a stonemason and that he did hard labor, and he was probably like really physically fit because his father wasn't really a carpenter either. They use it's a Greek word like token or something, I don't remember, but yeah, that means they mistranslated it as carpenter because there wasn't any wood available back then, like where they were living and stuff.
Exactly. It's all fucked up.
Yeah, everybody was working with stone, so he was a Freemason, or he was a Mason, right? And Adam Cadman, the first man, so-called the crafted man, was also a Freemason. And it's Freemasons all the way back, it's just people give Freemasons a bad name, but how many of them have actually been to a Freemasonic lodge before or got initiated even into the
You know who
first
else? Wait a minute.
the first 3 degrees?
You know who else was a stonemaker, right?
Solomon built God's temple, so King Solomon was a stonemason. Who? Do tell.
Wait, let me look it up first before I confirm.
Who are you thinking about? Yeah, Dr. D says people generally worship what they primarily organize around, often an egregore. I've heard this term before. It only became familiar to me recently, though. I believe it's a Gnostic term, and it's like a thought form, like a tulpa, that's formed by a group.
I just know that Asmodeus,
Asmodeus, yeah,
people are familiar with him. He's heavily associated with stone.
Oh, is that right?
Whether he's a stone worker or not depends on the lore you're referring to.
Okay.
But yep, I just know that as well, and I think there's connections to Harim Habif and Asmodeus or something like that. I think there's like some writings on it on the internet and stuff. Nothing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Crazy.
Well, according to the testimony, right? And I think it's somewhat fantastical. It doesn't actually come from scripture. It comes from other sources, probably Dead Sea Scrolls or Gnostic texts, or I'm not sure which ones, I forget. But yeah, King Solomon used demons to build the temple, right? Rather than employing actual humans, he had a ring, supposedly, that could control demons. Well, the ring it's the magic circle, right? And he trapped them in a brass vessel, which was kept in the triangle of art. So, like, people who do Solomonic magic, we do a similar type thing. You put the black mirror in the triangle of art outside of the magic circle. So you can craft a magic circle lots of different ways, right? You could just do it on the astral plane in your astral temple, or you could do it with actual salt, or you could do it with chalk, or you could have you seen the ones that Pope Runyon makes within his tradition? They're like 4 sections of wood. And so you set them down on the ground, and you have one for each of the cardinal directions, and it forms a sealed magic circle for doing your workings. And then he's got a triangle of art. Like they actually make the temple. What would that be called? Like the actual items, the black mirror, all of those things, they actually use them. Scrying in the crystal for angelic forces, and scrying in the black mirror for demonic forces. So it's like a legitimate system of ceremonial, performative, theatrical type magic. Not dissimilar to Masonic ritual and Golden Dawn ritual. It's all intertwined ritual magic. You're familiar with the idea.
Yeah, they might be connected with this guy, this King of Hell guy, because Asmodeus is the King of Hell. But
Yeah, it's good magic. I like it. Have you had any like successes or failures or endeavors into doing your own magic and like getting some results, or have you
I'm a
not
failure.
been?
I'm a failure.
No, you're not, man.
But yeah, man, I was gonna say though, wait, what was I thinking of? I was thinking of something. That's right. I was watching this video podcast thing, and it's of a guy named Tim Dillon. He's a comedian, and he was on with this guy, and basically the gist of what I'm saying is that they were like, if you could do your life over, like how would you do it? Like what would your life be? Like what would you want it to be? And he's talking to somebody. This guy, he's kind of like the co-host. His name's Ray Crump, and he's like, well, yeah, well. He starts going into like how his life would be, and it's like all like weird and fucked up. It's like kind of weird. And then, but Tim's like he's playing into it, but he's like, and this is the point that I'm trying to make here. He's like, yeah, like, this is real fucked up, but it's it's realistic, right? He's like, he's saying like if his father's cheating on his mom, and his dad has one leg, and he works at the lighthouse, and he's like all this fucking weird shit. But he's like, no, but like this is realistic. This is like it's an exaggeration, but life is just so fucked up, right? Like you can't even go to the grocery store, and you gotta pay for the bags that you can't even get a free bag.
Right.
And
Yeah, they do that over here. And it's interesting too cuz like the whole free bag thing, it's not really about the money, but it's like the the government forced them to take preventative measures to like lessen. And it's funny too because they always try to lessen the thing on the end of the people, whereas it's not really the people that are creating huge surplus of wastes. It's the actual corporations themselves that are wasting hundreds of thousands and millions of gallons of water every day and electricity and producing genuine chemical pollution. But then they blame the people and they say, oh, you getting a plastic bag at the store or a paper bag for free is destroying the environment. It's like, no, that's like 1/100th of the equation. It's the actual super elite rich that are at the top and controlling these corporations that are engaging in worldwide degradation and destruction. So yeah, it's always a backwards equation, right? But it seems like their primary duty seems to be the more they make the people suffer, the happier they feel about having their own wealth and their own freedom. So yeah, it's definitely a classism type thing, right? People focus on racism, division by race, division by religion, division by economic socio status, but it's only the top dogs that really sow this kind of division. When you're at the ground roots level, it's going to play out though. Like the blacks are extremely angry for the most part and really dislike white people because they've been programmed to believe that it was white people that did something to them, which isn't the truth, right? It's not a fact at all. it was wealthy landowners and slave owners that supposedly did something to them, but it's not. We're all suffering in the same boat these days, whites, blacks, Chinese alike. And it's instrumented through systematic economic suppression and distribution of resources.
Yeah, man, we're the new slaves now.
You know,
That's pretty much it. And that's what I'm saying about black people that believe in Christianity. It doesn't make sense. They should just go and make their own religion now. And maybe in the future, Christianity will die and stuff like that. And when Christianity, because really Christianity represents America. So if Christianity dies, then America will die as well.
yeah, it's kind of happening, right? Like a lot of societies are facing a population collapse, like the Chinese do. They're not at replacement numbers. They're on average having one kid per family, like 1.5 or 1.8 or something. White Americans are doing the same. It's only the blacks and Africans that are really, and the Latin Americans
Mm,
that are, and Indians are really replacing their numbers. So yeah, there's a definite brown flood coming, as it were, and the world will be overrun with people on EBT cards and fighting at the McDonald's because their hair weave is nappy that day. And yeah, it's going to be a fucking absolute disaster, man.
right. And I do think that Jesus was black. I do, and I think, you know, well, if Jesus was a real person, he would be black, but because it was
How do
in
you
the
figure?
Middle, well, because
You
I
think it would
think they were in
Middle
Israel
Eastern? What do you think it'd be
thousands
like?
of years ago.
Arabic?
Yeah, like he probably looked like Osama bin Laden or some shit. And then the white guy comes along. He's like, get the fuck out of here. We're going to make this guy white. We're going to make him look like me. Right? If you were in charge of that shit, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here with this fucking Muslim looking fucking guy. We're going to make him white. Because he looks like a Roman. He looks like some European, right? Talking about
Mm.
Jesus. And so, you know, shout out to that guy because people. I think that the idea that people have of you when you die, that's what makes you powerful in the afterlife.
Like, yeah, maybe in the form of an egregor. How do you say this word?
Egregore.
Agrigore?
But it's more like it's
Agrigore.
like your astral temple. Like imagine King Tut. He has this fucking golden casket, gold everything. Even it's crazy because he has even King Tut has accumulated wealth
Right.
in his
Well, then
spiritual body. It's
yeah,
actually crazy.
you have to beg the question then, like, does that require you to have a mummified corpse in a temple, in a casket that can be preserved and honored throughout time? Or would it work if you were like,
Whoa,
say
whoa!
Jesus
Now you're
for,
getting deep. You're getting
yes,
deep because that's
yeah,
what a
like,
vampire is.
or a lich, right? You have a phylactery, like you have some place where the essence is kept.
He keeps the heart alive in the casket,
Yeah.
and that's how they roam around in the spirit realm on there. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of that, but there's a certain girl that they dug her body up and burned it. It was crazy. It's something read online. It's more like folklore,
Yeah.
but
Well,
no,
I get
but
the idea. I mean, I grew up playing D&D, so I kind of understand some of the
you don't need
legendary
to
mythology.
have a casket. You just need to have an idea. That you don't know what an egregore is? Seriously?
Yeah, no, I do, but again, I've only become familiarized with the term recently.
Exactly. So poke runyon. You could just type this into AI and it'll pop it up for you. But you just have to be like poke runyon talked about running into Jesus or in theory, running into people are protected by Jesus if they believe in it,
Right.
right? And when you're attacking them in the astral realm or something of this nature, you will encounter this being that is Jesus for these people that believe in it. This
Okay.
is what his writings would say, right? And so, yeah, I do think what you believe in is powerful. And Poke Runyon, I'm saying Poke Runyon. I meant Peter J. Carroll. Peter J. Carroll
Okay.
said all that.
Yeah, I
And
would imagine it would be more up Peter J. Carroll's line of inquiry than
right, right,
Runyon.
right. Peter J. Carroll. And I emailed him and he spoke back to me and he wrote back to me and he said, he was like, he said something like he believes in gods, but he makes up his own and he doesn't use any secondhand gods or
Hmm.
deities because he doesn't know where they've been. Things of this
That's
nature.
funny. Yeah, when I was
I
young
was,
and I was on my spiritual path, I used to say that I bow before no gods, but I defer to all of them, meaning that I wasn't like a slave or a worshiper of any god, but I thought that all were relevant in one's spiritual practice.
right, right. So basically what I'm saying is that using the word egregore here, basically Peter J. Carroll had his own egregores,
Egregore,
and
egregore,
they can be
egregore.
powerful. And um,
Well, that's again, if it's at an individual level, then I believe it would be more akin to like a tulpa, which is the Sanskrit or tantric word, Sanskrit word, and it's still a thought form, right? But an egregore would be
exactly.
a collective one. It's that lots of people put their energy into, and then now for me, this again, it begs the question: is there a primordial cosmic force or immortal spiritual being that is actually there as a preform prior to people discovering and calling it Jesus or Jehovah or Zeus? So does the thing legitimately exist, or is it just a conceptual form within the collective of humanity's psyche, right? Is it a
All right.
hallucination?
So this is how I understand it. Okay, so a couple different things can happen here. I think I think probably the most powerful thing to do would be you would probably try to channel something. I mean, okay, let me tell you my personal experience with this, right? So I knew a guy, right, and he was a psychic vampire basically. I've told you, right? And
Yeah.
he had an egregore, and the egregore was called the House of the Blue Jaguar, right? So basically, if you think about this, right, blue jaguar, right? It represented this dark, feminine, lunar energy.
Okay.
So when we talk about what these things could be, I believe they're all based off these certain archetypes that already existed. Kind of like what you're referring to. It could be complicated because
Okay.
maybe you could tap into some energy that isn't right, something that we would consider or we would know as an archetype. I don't really know. I guess we wouldn't even know how to explain it. But I'm not sure if you see what I'm saying because,
No,
right,
I do, and that's kind of the question I'm looking into. Like, right, like the egregore could be a post facto thing. Like you create one, and then it becomes a thing, right? I think that's how a lot of the Gnostics or the people in its modern usage are what they're referring to. But there may have been, you may be connecting as well with a preform type immortal spiritual cosmic force that was kind of already there to begin with, and you're just calling it such and such a thing, right? Like Jesus. Well, Jesus is a human being that was, supposedly immaculate conception and God born and stuff like this. So it's a very powerful. I think it would have both. I think there would be a connection to the current of divine energy that ran through his life, and possibly, obviously, according to their tradition, transcended death and became an immortal being, just returned to the kingdom of living with his father, right? So he's a heavenly God in one sense, or the only God in their mind. But the thing is, like, when I get into the study of legendary Taoism and stuff, immaculate conceptions and these idea of people becoming shens, or like, it was pretty common at that time. And even with Jesus, miracle workers were a dime a dozen. So it's not like he's a big deal, but the Christian church makes him a big deal, right? Because it's the foci of their religion. Foci.
Yeah, it's hard to.
See what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know. The
I can kind of parse through it because I've experienced some of these things directly, through spiritual and paranormal phenomena and stuff. So I think some of it can't be necessarily rendered into human speech at such a conceptual level. Like, you have to experience it directly.
Yeah, and when you do when you do the group thing, it really gets complicated. It gets more complicated than you would think.
Right. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
agree with that. Like, within the teachings of Rosicrucian, for example, they prefer that individuals walk a individuated spiritual path without a lot of group work, because the collective energy of group work can limit you in a lot of ways. It can help you progress, but like using drugs, it progresses you like a shortcut, and it's temporary. It's not lasting success. Whereas if you endeavor to do solo practitioner, then all of the work is your own. I mean, obviously supported by spiritual forces, but you don't have the reliance on the group's dynamic.
yeah, I see what you mean, but no, the group is, to me, and I'll tell you why. The group work is superior, but you need to be the leader. It needs to be done in a certain way. There's certain things you
No,
can do
with
where
group
you're
energy,
benefiting from that group
the
work,
higher
if
level.
you see what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree. I would think that both would be beneficial. And
Well, yeah, at that
obviously,
point, if you're the leader, you would just, by default, you would be doing both, right? So
right. Yeah,
that,
because you can't,
sim- yeah, you get
go
it,
ahead.
you get it.
Yeah, you can't be really an effective magician in a group, either, unless you're outside the group as well doing the work, or have established something to begin with, right?
Or they're doing your work, basically, right? This is your idea. This is your
Yeah, you could
deed.
set that up too. Now you've got a coven or a cult, right? That was kind of,
Exactly. That's exactly what they are. Yeah,
I think this was
that's
one of, like, some of our first conversations, if you remember. Like, we were talking about Andrew Tate and setting up internet brothels. You remember that?
yeah. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, what his ideas were, or but
Well, he was highly
yeah.
successful until he got caught, right? But it turns out he was also really abusive to the women. I thought, if you got a house, a big house, like a mini mansion or whatever, with 5, 10 rooms or something, and you just have the girls rent the rooms and then use it for their OF, but don't be abusive to them. Be nice to them, Hire a fucking janitor to come in and run the cum mop and shit, and like, just be a landlord. I think it'd be a really sweet gig. I mean, I don't want to exploit people, and they're exploiting themselves already. But if you offered that type of service, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially if you're benefiting, the community in general. Because they're gonna do it anyway. Might as well have a safe place to do it.
Yeah, I don't
If I
have
was a young
any.
if I was a young man today and I was business minded, that's maybe the kind of gig I would run. But that's me. I'm a
No,
dirty old man, right?
and well, the thing is that people aren't understanding is everything we're talking about could be implemented into something like that, and in most cases, it is.
Well,
And
yeah, sex sells. It's exploitative, but like,
and
it's a form of,
you can add a spiritual component to it, and
yeah, it's a
I
form
mean,
of
you
sex
know about
magic.
that, right?
Yeah, you could
Right.
you could schedule regular
But not
meals and have
even
that.
sex magic. But not
No,
even.
I right. I get you, but you could do it. You could do those things as well. You could, like, have regular meals going and have healthy food available for the gals, and like you could be the de facto factotum of that type of thing. But men used to do that, but they would have a matron mother run it, right, and then they would just collect the profit.
Right, right. It's
'Cause they,
complicated. It's complicated, and then people, yeah, it gets complicated. I mean, they got like voodoo and the Orishas and all this shit. People make money off that. It's all. I mean, this isn't anything new. That people do this all the time.
they say that prostitution is one of the oldest businesses in the world.
Right? I'm sure there's people tying in spiritual components into it, not on the level of doing sex magic. People don't know about that. People don't think like that, right? If you were to mention this to like random people, they'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong?" They'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with
Right.
you?"
Oh yeah, they fucking rally. I
Right?
was like in a conversation at TML's just the other day, and there's a young guy, I don't know, probably early 30s, I would guess. I'm guessing his age. But I mentioned it, and like in his mind, immediately it was evil. And he started talking about Jesus saving my soul, and that I'm demon possessed, and how Crowley was evil and summoned demons. And I'm like,
Right.
bro,
And
have you
you're right.
even?
He's right. You are demon. He's right. You are demon.
No, not me, man. I keep all my demons in a brass vessel. They don't possess me unless I let them out.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That
Yeah,
that
I know.
that's just funny. It's funny
Right.
to
Yeah.
get in that mindset that he's in, right?
Yeah. Demons. I'll possess myself. I got demons running all through me. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Right?
Right. Yeah,
You remember that? Did you ever see that movie?
of course. And there's a great guy out there that did a lecture on Beetlejuice. Like
The new
I
one or the
mentioned,
old one? Michael Keaton's the real Beetlejuice. That
the
was him.
old
It was Michael
one,
Keaton. Yeah,
the
the old
old
one.
one, the old
Fuck
one.
yeah. Winona
And how he
Ryder.
represented a certain spirit. I forget exactly who it was. But
Beetlejuice.
he
Beetlejuice is
represent
a spirit.
exactly, and he would use him and images of Beetlejuice in certain rituals to contact this certain energy. I believed he thought it was like the trickster energy, Satan,
Yeah.
really. But anyway, go ahead.
No, yeah, you like do you know Styx Hexenhammer?
Nah, what is that?
It's a guy here on YouTube that
Oh, okay.
he's got a big he used to have almost a million subs. Now he's down to like under 400,000, something like that. He lost a lot of subs because he started worshiping an owl demon called forget the
Andros?
name. Maybe. And he like made a blood pact with this owl demon like on YouTube, and his life fell apart. He got arrested like 4 times in a row. He started losing all his fucking teeth. He became a hardcore like hard alcoholic, and he's just destroyed himself now. You should look him up. Styx Hexenhammer, Styx XEXEN or whatever, Hammer 666. That's his full YouTube name, Styx Hexenhammer 666. But it shows you that like how don't make pacts with demons. Don't get in Faustian bargains. I mean, that can be a legitimate thing. Like you said, they're kind of egregores that have existed for since the time of Solomon. Like I've been working with one of the Goetic demons recently. That's what I was going to mention a moment ago, because you had kind of turned me on to it. Like I'm only a pastophorus in our tradition, like in Poke Runyon's tradition. So I wasn't ready to like open the book of Goetic magic. But when you mentioned it, I thought maybe I should, maybe I should start looking into it a little more. And so I did. I learned all their names in Hebrew, and I started learning like basic commands for the for the demons, and I made some of their sigils and sealed them up in a vessel and stuff. But I found a interest in one in particular, because I'm gonna, I don't know, if I work with one a year it'll take me 72 years to get through them all, right? So I've been working with. I'm not going to say his name though, because that's not something you should do openly on the internet. Did I lose you? Okay, I think I lost you. King of Hell, did I lose you? Are you still there? Hello, hello, hello. You are muted. Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah. Do I drop the old one?
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't hear you for a second.
Okay, yeah, that shit happens. Yeah, did you hear that I told you I had been working with some of the Goetic spirits?
Are you speaking?
Yeah, I am. Check it on the internet. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I am. Oh yeah, it's working on YouTube and it's working on my end, so it must be something on your end. Yeah, that'll happen. Those old Goetic spirits interfering with shit, huh?
Yeah, so I could hear King of Hell fine, and I could hear it on the feedback loop as well on my internet.
Yeah, so I could hear.
So it wasn't me. Yeah, I can hear you, and I can hear it on YouTube. So it's fine. It must be something on your end. What about now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Nope. All good.
Your sound is really bad right now, though.
Okay, weird.
I'm gonna type it in here. I can hear you fine, and I could hear myself fine. Oops. And it was fine on YouTube. So it was on your end. Yeah, I've noticed that if you log on to StreamYard now with a device like a phone or an iPad, it doesn't work very good. Something's going on with their ability. So if you use a laptop, it works fine, but like with my phone or my iPad, it bumps me out like every 2 minutes or something, and there's a lot of audio problems.
Okay, we should be better now.
Yeah, you're sounding good. Perfecto.
Yeah, so had you
Yeah,
heard?
man.
Did you hear what I said about? Did you hear what I said about working with Goetic spirits?
No, I missed it. I did.
Okay, yeah. So I was just saying, if I work with one a year for the next 72 years, it's going to take me a while to get through them all. But I may or may not. If I have a personal interest in one, then I'll work with them. Like the one I worked with 2 different ones over the last 6 months.
Really? That's interesting. Yeah, man. Some
Have you
people are
ever?
obsessed with them.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't get obsessed. That's possession right there. Right? Obsession is possession. Have you ever worked with any of the Goetic stuff? The Goetia?
No, not like that. No. I just read about it.
Yeah, just reading about it's enough. I mean, it requires discipline and intent. You know, you have to make their sigil, you have to make a layman, you have to burn specific incense at certain times, you have to use specific metals and gemstones that correlate with the controlling hierarchies of their legions and stuff. And then you have to sit in meditation and use your dark mirror to try to reflect and receive feedback. It's kind of a whole process. It's like picking up a phone to call God, you know, but you're calling upon spirits, intelligences, and angelic forces as well. I mean, if you work with any type of things beyond the veil or non-human intelligences, that's the basic procedure. You know, with like Poke Runyon, like they have it laid out as an entire science, right? You're familiar with that.
Yes, I know just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so like working with angelic forces, you use a crystal. You can use a crystal ball or a crystal shard like Lovecraft says, the shining trapezohedron. And then when you work with demoniacal forces, you use the dark mirror.
Yeah, there's some YouTube videos on it that
Okay.
from Poker Onion.
Yeah, he talks about it. He gives kind of an overview and a display. Have you downloaded the PDF and checked out his book, Solomonic Magic?
I'm not sure. Maybe I think.
Okay. Well, he gives the whole outlines on how to like make a dark mirror and how to make a crystal shoe stone, and then like the invocations you should use in preparation to doing it and how to do it. So like it can be done. His is a little more of an operation though. Like he uses two operators. He uses someone who is possessed by the spirit, like, and then the magician doesn't actually take on the spirit himself. He uses typically like a vassal, right, like a woman, to send the spirit into for it to speak, and the magician just sits back and writes down the information. Kind of like Doctor John D and Doctor Edward Kelly. You remember those two, right?
Wait a minute, Frank. My device.
There, you having some technical issues? Ooh. Well, to fill a little of the dead air, while I wait for you to figure that shit out. Yeah, so people are oftentimes they're scared of this. They're scared of spiritual science, and it's because they've been programmed by the church to believe that these entities are evil and malicious and of a hell realm, right? And that interacting with them or using any form of non-human intelligence other than Jeebus, right, is going to be bad magic. But I don't think that people who give me a second. Let me see what we got here. Who's this? Who dat? All right, all right, all right.
Hey, sorry, I had to switch the device.
No worries, man. I'll drop your other thing. There you go. How's it going now? You doing all right?
Yeah, my other device was gonna die.
Okay, so I had said right before you boned out that a lot of people are scared of this kind of idea of interacting with non-human intelligences, especially like demoniacal ones, but they don't even want to interact with angelic forces either. Like that a moment ago, I told you about talking about that stuff with the kid on the show the other day, and he just immediately reverts to like childhood, like he's in his diaper suddenly banging his rattle and screaming for Jesus. um, it's very reductive. But I don't think people that would tune into my channel would, I think they would have a little more spiritual cultivation and development and be able to recognize that as long as you're not doing evil, then none of it's evil.
Right. It's all subjective to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it has to be and of course, like I put in my last post, I think you read it, that it's a part of this system is, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Did you read, I think you read my last post. I think you hit the thumbs up on it. Let me check it. It was by Carlos Castaneda. And it says that, yeah, it's a disciplined experiential path, right? So it is subjective. It's based on experiential evidence that you gather. And it's about shifting your perception and your personal power, right? It's not related to others so much. He distinguishes sorcery from ordinary life by stressing awareness, intent, and a willingness to break culturally conditioned assumptions. So that's for me, that's what magic is. I was taught in the church to fear the devil and fear the Lord too, and then just accept Jesus and everything's game over. You're done. Right? Once you've done that, you've taken the blue pill or whatever, and you're good to go. And that seems so lame to me. It's like, no, spirituality is a path of cultivation that has an initiation, and there's work to be done. A lot of people don't want to do any work, and they're frightened. They're scared of these things. They think that any interaction with a non-human intelligence other than Jesus is a pathway straight to hell.
Yeah, people are scared. What's the answer to any of this, man? We don't know. I don't know.
I think that's a good question. That's why you're here, figuring that shit out day by day, right? The answer to every day is to live that day and do that thing, right? Like with a young man in your position, first off, it's getting fed and getting busy and then doing the thing. And then when you have that extra energy and that extra financial thing, then what do? Like for me, it's cultivating art and kung fu and music and continuing to practice magic so that at least when I get to the end of my life, I've got a pathway out. I've experienced the world beyond and worked with it. So I'm not going to be as scared. Maybe I will be, who knows? But I'll be a magician entering into the world beyond, not an average, everyday, ordinary individual human being, that's waiting on a god to save them.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
There is,
Life is.
I would stress to you that there is an immortal world and there is a world beyond this world, and it can be perceived not all the time because we're not meant to interact with it all the time, right? We came here to get away from it for a little while. But I think that's a good analogy, is that we came and manifest here because over there obviously there was something left wanting. And so what was left wanting? It was the visceral physical experience of the human being, the pain and suffering and the joy and pleasure that comes with it, right? Doing those things, interacting with the family, doing some great work, having a nice meal, right? Getting a good sleep, all those things you want to experience. And when you're ready for the spirit realm, it's you're way off from that, bro. You got another 100 years probably. Or 50 if you're lucky. You can check out in another 50, because I think you're like mid-20s, right? Almost 30. No, you're early 20s, early mid-20s. I forget, 23.
Mid-20s, yes.
Yeah, mid-20s. Generalized is enough. Yeah, so I'm mid-50s, you're mid-20s. We're 30 years apart, man. That's kind of a big gap. But we're able to have a conversation, right?
Wow, yeah, that's crazy to think about. Yeah,
right.
That's crazy to think about. Yeah.
I've been hanging out in this old hood twice as long as you, bro.
Yeah. How does that feel? How do you feel? What do you think about life? Do you think it's good?
Yeah, I like it, man. I've been having a good time the whole time, and I don't think there's nothing wrong. I've gotten in trouble. I've gotten hurt. I've paid my dues, but I think that all in all, yeah, it's a damn good ride, man. Having fun. And I think I'm gonna continue having fun too for the second half. I'm only through the first half. I still got half to go. It's gonna be tough though, because if you are long lived, then you outlive a lot of the people that you love, and that's kind of a hard thing.
Yeah, but
they say that
life better back in the day.
Yeah, that's horse shit, man. It is what it is. No matter where you go, there you are, and no matter what time it is, that's the time it is, man. Back in the day, things were different. I wouldn't say they were better. I'd say there's a lot of things that are better now, like our ability to have these kinds of conversations and this technology we have. It's far superior to what we had back then, and we wanted it. That's why we brought it into being. You could still do all the same things you used to do back in the day, right? You get out and ride around on a BMX bike if you want, or get an old fucking television. That shit ain't no good. You might as well embrace the new, right? Let go of some of the old. I don't think so. I think people that moan about the past being better are full of shit for the most part.
I just think that
Think about that, King of Hell. If you think things were like better back in the day or at a certain point or something, then bring that back. Do it again. Do those things that made it good,
you
right? You
can't.
have. There's nothing. You can. There's nothing stopping you. What's stopping you?
Nah, this is gonna be depressing, but you can't. You can't go back into the past. Like you can't remake things like that. You can't.
No, I agree with you, but you can do things that give you that same feeling that are just as good, if not better.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
I truly believe, man. I've got a pretty broad spectrum. Like I grew up in a really good family, man. Like we had a swimming pool and two master bedrooms and six auxiliary bedrooms and four baths. You know, my dad was a big money maker and shit was good. I'm not saying it wasn't. Go ahead.
I think the economy was better back then, and the quality of life was better. That's what I mean, and I think
Yeah. Yeah,
a
people
lot
say
of
that. I
people.
don't know if it's true. But yeah, you're right. People say that.
Yeah, but I just think like a lot of people are gonna. I don't know, man. Like it's just, it's you know, it's crazy. Like I was actually talking to this random guy. He was like, yeah, I have no money. He's like, I can't get a job. And he's like handicapped, kinda. He's older, but he should be able to get a job, but he can't.
Oh, he's
And I
older
feel
and
like,
handicapped. He should be able to get on SSI,
I believe
right?
that's probably what he was doing,
Dis- disability. Yeah.
but soon that's probably gonna go away.
Yeah, they've been saying that since the 70s, man, since the 60s. Oh, social welfare programs are going to go away. It's been 50. I've been hearing those same stories my whole life, man. I don't necessarily buy into the fear mongering of we're going to lose Social Security. Well, maybe that's a fact.
Yeah, man.
Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm never worried about it. Don't have it, don't need it. So
Mm.
even if I lost everything, I still think everything would be all right because I still got my cognition, and I don't want to knock on wood. That's not what I'm saying, but I think that there's a lot of problems that could have been prevented, and people can still work actively to prevent problems and get things done. I don't think homeboy that you're talking about necessarily can't get sufficient food or shelter because it's America. And I think that the only people that really suffer and become homeless is because they allow themselves to.
Oh no, he wasn't homeless. He had a pretty nice truck. He
There you
was
go.
he was fine. I mean, he was fine. He just was saying he wanted to work and he can't. He can't find a job. I was like,
If you want to work, you can work, man. I don't believe that, not for a
he
minute.
was older though. He was older, like.
But now he's not. But distinguish there. He's not looking for work. He's looking for a job, right? Work begins every single day when you get up. I could work even without a job because it's what I do. It's what I've done my whole life. I learned a work ethic from my father. So even if I was unemployed, I still start doing work, get up, sweep the floor, prepare meals, whatever. Even if I was homeless, I'd be working every day. And you don't have to have a job. Fuck, the last thing you want is a job. That's slavery. Better to work towards a career path and just be employed, gainfully employ yourself every day. It's up to you to be employed, right? You're the one who employs you. Employ yourself in shit that you love and enjoy, and the money will come, man. Stop worrying about money. Fuck all that money shit. Love is the law, man. Live the law. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. I appreciate it though. I understand your perspective. I'm trying to give you the perspective of a magician as well, right? And one that's fairly successful. Like I've seen real magic and I've done it, so I know it's legit.
I see what you mean, and yeah, man. But
And at your age, for God's sake, don't worry too much, man. You've got the youth. What do they say? Youth has the power and energy, but not the wisdom. And then age has the wisdom, but not the power and energy. So there'll be a point in your life. I think it's around when you get really close to 30, when the power and energy and wisdom start to kind of commingle and balance each other out. And then as you go through life, once you get a little bit older, you need less power and energy because the wisdom takes care of a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, I do, I do. I appreciate that.
Don't, yeah, yeah. Don't sweat the small shit. And remember that everything's small shit.
Right. Yeah, so like you just so like since you're in China, you don't get Social Security.
Oh, I'm paying into a Chinese retirement plan, but it's like a 401k. It's a bank secured one that I know how much money's in it.
Nice.
It's not a government control. Like the government takes it, but it's not controlled by them. It's like it's controlled by it's basically controlled by me. Like I can cash out. Like if I leave China, I can take a one-time cash out sum for what I've paid in. But if I stay here and I receive the retirement, the government's supposed to match it. So they're supposed to match me dollar for dollar the amount of money I put into my retirement account. So that's like a 50% interest rate for the amount of money. I mean, like my money basically doubles, but they'll pay it out over time, right? But yeah,
But you
I
have
got enough in
to stay
my
in China.
I got go ahead.
But you have to stay in China.
No, no, no. If I want to leave China, I can cash out my retirement into cash and transfer it to a US bank. But if I want the government to match it, like to give me the benefits, like the interest, if I want the interest to pay out, then I have to stay to receive it. But I got enough in it right now. Like I could cash out and go home and buy a house in California, you know? So like it's a big amount of money.
Yeah, man, that must be a good feeling.
I don't really care, you know. Who knows if I'll even live long enough to fucking do anything with it? It does, that's not really what matters to me. It's like somehow that came from me working hard, you know, and the virtue built it up. So even if I drop dead to tomorrow and it all goes to my, it just doesn't really matter. Hopefully it would go to my wife and my children, which I think it is secured that way. But you know,
Oh yeah.
you can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which fills up faster, right? Like that's not really what's important to me. But yeah, yeah, you're right. To some extent, it does give kind of a buffer that it like I don't have to be as big of a slave when it comes to work and shit. I can just be like, "Ah, fuck, who cares? You know, you want to fire me or whatever. If I lose this job, it just doesn't matter. I'll just go chill for a year, 6 months, a year, a couple of years, or I'll just retire at this point. It doesn't really matter to me. You know what I mean? But I don't do that. I honor the fact that I'm able to work and continue to work and generate income and continue to squirrel away and buy new things, cars, whatever, you know, fun stuff, tech gadgets. But all of that's ephemeral to like the truth of your spiritual cultivation, which matters first.
But it's hard to cultivate yourself if you don't have any money. Really honest.
Man, I did all my cultivation with basically nothing. Like just get up every day, practice kung fu, do your invocations, those things you can do for free, and then go out and, you know,
Yeah, but you need a
face the
place to
day.
live, and food to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I know. You need the absolute basics, certainly, but you don't need much money. You don't need any of the accoutrements of the temple, right? You don't need a robe. You don't need a magic wand. All that can be done on the astral. But yeah, you
But
need basic things
you
like
need a little bit of money. You need a little bit of money.
sure. Yeah, your first responsibility is to be financially secure.
Yeah, like
If you're not
okay,
financially secure, you shouldn't be practicing magic. You go do something else. Go make some money, right?
exactly. People don't say that.
Yeah, I hear you.
People don't mention that. Like, yeah, right. And you're a guy like you. You can have self belief. Like you can believe in yourself, right? Versus someone who is a fat fucking retard slob. They're not gonna believe in themselves, right? And their actions
Yeah,
show that.
yeah, I agree with that. I've
So
seen
that's
that.
why people don't even, they'll say they believe in themselves, but they really don't, right?
Mm.
Your level of belief, that's what's, and that's how you make the group, you put like that emotional charge behind the group, right? You give them some sort of incentive. And so that's why when it's maybe 12 guys and one girl, maybe, right? There can
One guy
be,
and 12 girls.
right, right. It creates this sort of dynamic where their belief is emotionally charged. They actually believe. They put actual energy, just like Jesus. People, right? They'll start
Yeah,
believing Jesus out of fear,
yeah, and
but
if you
it's
remember his story, he was the leader of a coven. He was the 13th, right? He was the master magician and had 12 disciples.
exactly
Not
right.
all of
Yeah,
his disciples were loyal either, though. Remember, one of them betrayed him for a handful of gold or silver or whatever.
right. And you know what? Jesus told him that he would betray him, I think. Right?
That's right. It was Judas, right? The betrayer.
Right. And so, yeah, maybe that was his role. Maybe Jesus purposely said, you gotta pretend to betray me and carry out the prophecy. And that's
Yeah,
what's gonna,
so he could complete the great work.
it really made a sacrifice. But we don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the story that's encoded within it. Is the perfection of the great work.
But yeah,
But
so
you don't want to get crucified or be a martyr, right? You want to live out a normal life. I think maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you're on a mission like Jack. Like Jack's on a mission to end all war, and if that requires his crucifixion, I think he'd probably be willing to do it.
nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to lead anybody or anything. I just have my own personal agendas, and yeah, I want to become an egregore. I want to do stand-up comedy. I think I'd be good.
Yeah, I think you would too. Have you tried it? You've been to a few comedy scenes, right?
Nah, I never been to anything like that.
Is there anything
Should
near
I?
enough to you to go watch?
Oh yeah, dude. I live near Philly. I was just in Philadelphia today, actually, and the day before.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say if you're really serious about it, you want to do it. My suggestion would be build a pattern of it now. Just start going and watching as many times as you can and be a heckler. Sit out in the crowd and fucking jibe the comedians. So the so that you get a feel for both sides of the audience. That's how I did it. I spent 2 years just watching the other comedians and fucking talking shit to them for using the same jokes every day for 2 years, you know. And but
Right,
at the same time I was writing my own comedy. You know, I was seeing what how they work the crowd and like what makes people laugh and like yeah, you got to watch it. Watch it for I would say watch it for a year at least, 6 months to a year, and learn to fucking heckle because people are gonna heckle you, and you want to know what it feels like to be on both sides.
right. Yeah, I might not heckle. I don't know if.
No, do it. Do what I'm telling you, man. I know the path. You want to do it. You even if it's just something like making a noise while in the crowd or laughing at a good joke. Like become a part of the crowd. Understand that aspect of it, man. It really works. It made my
There's
shit powerful.
there is one comedian that's coming near me. It's close, and it's gonna be
Like
in September.
with my stand-up scene here in Beijing, like I did it, like I said, I put in the work, like two years plus of just watching the crowd, and then my rise to the top of the scene was meteoric. Like I was headlining within like 4 months of getting on stage, and sold out a show like 250 people, I think, or plus, like 200 plus people, and I was the headliner. So that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
I wasn't the best comedian on the scene either. I was just one of the most hardworking ones. Like for what it is, I was going once a week, and I still work in a 50, 60 hour work week, And there were way better comedians than me, but they one of and it wasn't all my work either. It was one of the really good comedians. He wanted me to be the headliner because he didn't want to take the heat, and he knew that I was going to go up there and talk a bunch of shit, and so he thought that was funny, and so he promoted it. I think I still got the poster, one of the posters from that. We did all the legwork, man. We went around, we put posters all over the fucking alleys and hutongs, like they do in New York. You know how you roll out the poster and glue it to the wall and shit. We did the online advertising, we did word of mouth, man. We did everything, but we did a bunch of big shows too. But that was the only one I ever headlined, which scared the fucking dog shit out of me too, man. Like I got a lot of stage fright.
Yeah, I see. I honestly,
You can
I wouldn't.
if you've got some though, you can overcome it. Just do the thing, man.
I honestly,
Open,
I
yeah,
wouldn't take it too. I just like to talk shit. I just like.
yeah. I didn't take it serious either. It's just fucking hobby, part-time gig, but it's fun. I would recommend it. And if you do it, you can do it. Like I said, start going to fucking open mic nights and watching them. Don't worry about the big shows, but they have such a refined approach that it's way different than attending. You got to start at the bottom. You can look at the big shows too. You can go watch them, but definitely start hitting up your local comedy scene and getting involved. You'll start meeting the people, and don't tell them what you want to do. Just watch them and take notes. Tell them you don't want to do it. Say, "Oh, I've thought about it, but I don't say I don't want to do it." Because once they figure out that like once they know you're agenda driven, you're there to become a comedian, they'll try to thwart you, man. Poison you and shit. Like they don't want competition. It depends on the scene too, though. Mine was very welcoming. Like all the dudes wanted more comedians. They wanted to hear other material. So it depends. I always told them the whole time, I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. I'm just here to laugh and watch you guys. But I wasn't. I was there to take notes and learn.
Yeah, I'm looking into going to this show, and like I said, it's so expensive. It's like $100.
Yeah, get in like trick someone else. Use your magic to trick someone else into buying you a ticket.
No, I have my own money. I can buy. I can buy it.
I got you. I got you. I'm just
It's
trying to
like
save some money.
$90 for this shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I don't even know if I'll fucking like it.
Yeah, and like I said, it would only be worth it if you go there like diligently taking notes on like how it works and like timing and everything, and watch it to the fucking letter. Like if you write it off as an educational expense, I think you could write it off your taxes too. But yeah, do it with a business mindset. It could be worth it, but otherwise I don't think it would be worth it. Not just for pleasure.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This guy is funny though.
What's his name? Give him a little shout out.
Lee.
Bob Lee?
Yeah, Bobby Lee.
Chinese guy?
Yeah, he's a small guy, black hair and squinty eyes.
That's
And a
fun.
little
Go check him.
goatee and a mustache.
Well, if he's having a show, making $100 a ticket, man, he's in the big time. That's a big deal.
Right? This motherfucker.
Does he wear
deserve
glasses?
it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you do. Have faith in yourself, man.
I guess he does have glasses. Yeah, you could say he has glasses. Yeah. Orange
Little
glasses.
little beady-eyed motherfucker with Coke bottle glasses. I might know him, man. He might. I know there's one Chinese dude that was on the scene here, Beijing Comedy Club, China, and he was on. He went to the U.S. and he got on the Tonight Show, and he was on Oprah and shit. And he stole like everyone's material from Beijing. Like all the good jokes in his repertoire were from other Beijing comedians. None of them were his own. He went to the local comedy scene and just collected all the best material and then rehearsed it and went to the US and did it. But yeah, those were our jokes, not his. But that's what all great comedians do. A lot of them don't come up with their own shit. They just take other people's shit.
Nah, this guy's from San Diego.
Oh, okay. He's probably doing the same thing, stealing the San Diego scene. You go to San Diego, all the San Diego comedians be like, "That's my motherfucking joke, bitch."
Yeah,
Maybe not
comedy
all of it,
dead.
but some of it.
People just do podcasts.
Yeah, comedy's pretty cutthroat.
You know, they just focus on Joe Rogan and Shane. You know Shane
Yeah,
Gillis?
no, but what's the story with Rogan these days? Everybody's calling him a shill and a sellout. What did he do to piss everyone off recently?
I don't know, man. I don't know. What did he do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. But I've been word around the campfires. He's gotten a really bad name recently. Maybe because he did Freedom 250. Was he at Freedom 250 with the MMA thing, or what is that called? UFC.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, of course. Why?
What did he do? Like, did he suck Trump's dick or something? Or
No, I mean, so no, dude.
sounds like it
People are
from the
happy
bloke.
with war, bro. I told you this. People don't like it.
They're jealous, huh?
No, they don't know. They're not. They just want it to stop. It's ruining everything for.
Not for Rogan. He's making 250 million a year or something. What do you mean? It's not ruining it for everybody. The rich getting richer. Only the poor are suffering, man. That's been the situation since day one, man. Poor people can complain all they want. They go suck a dick. Joe Rogan gonna drive to his house in his brand new Mercedes, BMW, Lamborghini, whatever, Ferrari. He's probably got 10, 15 in every car.
Fuck yeah! Look at him. He's a fucking comedian.
Yeah, he got a mansion with OnlyFans hookers all over the place, swimming pools and bourbon and cigars. What the fuck he care about what you poor people think? You got to beat the game, brother. Join the party. It's a big club and you're not invited, right? Well, make yourself invited. Write yourself a ticket. Write yourself an invitation and just show up. Stop waiting with the poor folks for a handout because ain't never gonna happen. That's what I did, man. I wrote my own ticket. I just went ahead and got on the plane. Yeah, sometimes it requires. Go ahead, Nishmal. Go ahead.
I go. What is it?
You know, I'm just an older dude talking a bunch of shit to you. Free gift from God.
No, you're good,
Proud
man.
of Jersey Devil.
You're good, man. You're spinning some good stuff.
Yeah, just having a little fun. I appreciate you stopping by, man. You got a big night tonight, or is it kind of game over? What's going on?
Nah, I'm gonna go to sleep soon.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, what kind of shift are you working tomorrow? AM or afternoon, or
I just work from 9 to 5.
you got a 9 to 5? Nice.
Yeah. Yep, that's it for me. You know, man,
No,
it's great. Life
nothing
is
wrong with
crazy.
that.
Yeah, life is
What about the
crazy.
people? Yeah, what about the people down at work? Like, anybody cool? Like anybody you're interested in? Any sweethearts or fellas that are homeboys or cool manager or what?
No.
It's all
Fuck.
shit.
Everyone
This is
there is not. Nah, man.
just a job.
It's. Yeah, man. That is. Yeah, it's.
It,
What are you gonna
it
do
is
in
what
life?
it is, right?
What are you gonna do?
Find a job you like, man. Hang out with people you enjoy. I don't know. That's what I did. Here's what I did, man. Like some of the folks I worked with, I didn't necessarily like, but I did my own thing, and as a result of diligence, I learned to appreciate their diligence. And then once I built up experience and the skill set and education and stuff, then I was able to pick and choose a little better the kind of situations I like, right? And now I think the kind of thing I do now is kind of a primo position, like it ain't the best, but it's definitely cooler than the worst, right?
Right.
And I kind of like, I like the folks I'm around. I like young dads that are raising families, and then, like young moms and stuff that are, educated and working as teachers and stuff, and then like administrators and stuff. It's somehow rewarding socially and intellectually and stuff like that. So it's a good path. Honestly, it wouldn't have been the path I would have chosen first off. I would have preferred to have been, like a successful businessman. That's what my father did. So
Yeah, man. You look at other people's lives; they got it fucking made. You know, maybe
there's a lot
one
more
way.
stress with being like a successful businessman though, because you take a lot more risk every day.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't even think a lot of people even work anymore. It's crazy, and maybe people
Not over
just
here, man. Over here, everybody's employed.
really.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have a choice. Like there isn't no welfare economy. You can't not work unless you're retired. Like the only people that don't work are old people and children. And even the children start working as soon as they go to school, right? They're going to school every day. There isn't the Chinese society doesn't have the same things as Western society. Like this is an entirely top-down authoritarian system. You don't got a choice to be homeless and shit or be a non-working motherfucker. That ain't gonna happen. They send you to the camp if you want to do that.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can't participate in society if you want to choose to be that.
What
Only the
hap-
Western world allows that.
What happens?
You go to camp. You go to a work camp, and they put you to work anyway.
Wait, what kind of camp is it though?
Well, if you're a man, then you'll go to a labor camp where you'll like work in construction, and if not, then you'll
And
go to
yeah,
prison.
what do you live like a fucking slave, or do you have your own house? What the fuck?
Oh, I've always been a working man. I appreciate participating in society and having a job, and yeah, I got my
No,
own. We got
people
three
that
different places. So
Wait, what about
I've never
people that go to the camp? Where do they live?
um,
Like, what is
work
it?
farms, labor camps, and then they shuffle out into the construction sites every day and swing
What is it, like
hammers and
fucking
car-
Holocaust? What?
carry rock. No, it's just a well-ordered society, man. I mean,
What? Well, no,
most
no. I'm not disagreeing with the decision. I'm just saying the people that go to the encamp, like, what do they? What do they go back to like some Hilton Inn type situation, or
no, like an aluminum barracks housing with like
have you seen it with your own eyes?
yeah, I've been to them. They're all around us. Like it's a part of society.
And they can't leave the encampment?
They could, but I mean, no, they can't. No, no. This society, like, you can't even move around freely without like identification, and there's gates everywhere. It's basically like a medium security open air prison.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
There's gates everywhere?
yeah, everywhere. If you want to go down the street and get like a popsicle, you got to go through like three gates and get face scanned and shit.
No way. You're kidding. You're exaggerating.
No, I could show you. Like my little neighborhood, all of them are gated communities, all apartment complexes. As soon as you go outside the gated community, there's
You have
gates
to scan
everywhere.
your face?
Well, if you're driving a car, they just scan your license plate. But yeah, basically. Yeah, your
Okay.
face scanned everywhere. Yeah, if you were a non-participating fucking loafer, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere. They don't have any so-called freedom here, man. What are you talking about? That's an American dream. This is China, baby. China.
Wow. What the fuck? And wait a minute. Are you scared? Is your son going to go to the encampment or what?
No, he's a productive member of society. I think if he chooses to be a loafer, like some people's kids could be loafers, I guess, if they want, just hang out at home all the time. But what kind of life is that? No, my son's getting an education. My son got accepted to both a Stanford and an MIT summer program. He's
Nice.
like he's like the top 2 percentile of his class, and that's among a hardworking Chinese class. Plus, his English is better than anyone else's because he grew up with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
he's a smart kid.
they want you to learn English?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm here. They want folks to learn English.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
they gotta conquer the Western world at some point, right?
what the fuck?
You'd have
Okay.
cleaner cities.
Well, what is your child? What does he think of China versus U.S.? Like, what does he think?
He grew up here. It's all he really knows. Like I've taken him around the world a bunch of times. He really liked London a lot. Um, he likes Southern California. He'd like to do most of his higher education, university in America. But
So he doesn't realize the freedom that we
no,
have.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't know anything about it really. I mean, I tell him about it. He watches TV, but the only way to really know it is to experience it. You know what I mean?
Because I was like, damn, I just went to the casino and then I went to the liquor store and then I drank and then I got in the car and then I went over to my friend. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
America's.
there's no casinos here. There's liquor stores. I mean, you can get alcohol if you want.
Yeah, but yeah, and then I was like, I'm in Philly, like I'm changing states. I'm in Philly and then I'm in Jersey. It's cool.
Right.
Cool. I
Yeah.
don't know. So you're saying you can't really do that in China?
No, he could, but he's a good standing member. All I was talking about was the dropouts. The dropouts of society. They would be vastly limited. But anybody in any society, if they're a dropout, they're going to be greatly inhibited as opposed to like someone who, is willing to do the work.
Okay, so what are the drinking and driving laws like in China?
You got to be 18. You have to take like a whole course, like that requires like 3 months of training, and you have to pass like a bunch of different tests. Like if you're a kid, because I watched my daughter go through it recently. So I understand it. We had to pay like $1,000 for her to take a driving instruction, certified driving instruction. She had to do 100 hours of study and pass like 3 different written tests before she could even start practicing in a car. And now she has to spend, I think, 20 hours behind the wheel getting instruction from an instructor. And then she has to take a driving test, and then she can get her license.
Wait, but did she drink and drive or no?
No, that's just the regular way to get a license for a kid who grows up here. It's very strict.
Well, what about drinking and driving? Like, do they give a fuck or no?
Any kind of drinking and driving, they have 0 alcohol tolerance. So if you've even had a sip, you'll lose your license for 1 year and probably spend 2 weeks in jail. First time offense, DUI. Yeah, they don't play no fucking games here, bro.
If you just have 1 sip of alcohol.
Yeah,
And
you get.
like, do you get pulled over all the time or no?
No, they have DUI checkpoints in the city on the weekends and stuff, like Friday, Saturday night. But no, there's basically no cops in society. Like it's all done by cameras. I think if you stole a popsicle or something from the store, you'd probably wind up doing, I don't know, 6 weeks in the can. They take this shit serious, man. They don't fuck around. I think for like first time DUI, like I said, it's mandatory 2 weeks. You lose your license for 1 year. And I believe there's something like a 50,000 RMB fine, which is about $10,000 US.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Brass tacks, man. You want to keep a huge society like this ordered, you have to punish any wrongdoing.
But like, do people get caught all the time or like no?
Not really. People know the laws. They know the severity of punishments, and so they just don't do it, you know? And if they do it and they get in trouble, then fuck, they're going up the river. You'll always know because they'll come back with a shaved head. The first thing they do is shave you down to the skin. If you get arrested and have to do jail time, they shave all your hair off. Yep. And put you in a little room and sometimes lock you in a chair, 90-degree angle chair, feet strapped to the ground, body at perfect 90-degree angles, and make you sit there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing, man. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I don't know how to feel about that, but yeah.
You don't have to feel anyway. You're not here. And if you were here, you'd be treated a little bit differently because you're a foreigner. Right.
What would they treat me like?
Depends, how you behave. If you were acting like Sneeko, do you know Sneeko or Speed?
Yeah,
you'd get strapped in the chair, probably waterboarded. You probably do 6 months in the can.
What the fuck did they do?
Just acting the way they act, playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes.
Now, do Chinese people, do they like Hitler or no?
No, they don't like him. Speed came over here, right? Speed was hanging out. He did a whole tour of China, and he was on his best behavior. He didn't fuck around. I was thinking of the guy who got arrested in Korea, South Korea. What was that guy's name? Johnny Somali.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Johnny Somali? He's one of them internet fuck arounds, run around causing trouble and shit.
I don't know. Johnny Somali, no.
He likes he like sexually danced on like a statue in Korea, and he yelled at people in stores and just made an ass of himself because that's like what he does on the internet for views. And he got arrested for like he got charged with sexual harassment, uh, dis whatever, something about a statue, public displays of lasciviousness and all different kinds of stuff. And he's gonna do, I think, like 15 years in Korean prison.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, look him up. Johnny Smalley, he was kind of a big deal. He's kind of the same type of thing, like Sneeko or Speed. They're like, they all have the same type of personality. You know, big flamboyant. Like, what was that guy's name that got really big? Mr. Beast. All right, but Mr. Beast, he tries to keep his things like PG and G rated, right?
Yeah.
He's like mainstream, but he turned out to be a big pervo, like pedoing out with kids and shit.
What?
You know about that? Like his trans little boyfriend that turned into a girl, and they were messaging like 13-year-old girls in sexual ways and shit. Like they're huge fucking scumbags.
That's weird and disturbing, but yeah, no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you look into any of these cats, man. They're all kind of up to the same shit. But yeah, no, I mean, for the most part, go
I
ahead.
know you. My bad, guy.
No worries. I shouldn't keep you on here too long though. If you need to crash, man, I should wrap up the show pretty quick too.
Yeah, no
We
problem.
already been. No worries. We've been. I mean, I got time. It's morning for me. We've been hard at it for a couple hours, so. What time is it there for? Let me know. I'm checking now. Yeah, you don't look too bad. It's pretty early in the evening still for you, huh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it might be later.
Wait, but yeah, no, I'll wrap it up here because I gotta go to sleep. But yeah, man, it was good talking to you. It was good just chilling. But yeah,
I'm glad you came by. You got any words for the people? Like, what would you want the people to know about life, living, and everything like that? And something you would tell yourself as well as you head off into Dreamland tonight.
Nah, I'm just gonna log off here and
All right.
wish for the best for everybody. And yeah, I don't know. Like if you could redo your life, how would you redo it?
Not a single fucking thing, man.
Nothing. You wouldn't. Like you could change your entire story.
Maybe getting a few less bar fights. No, not really, man. I did it all right in my opinion. I did it the way I did it. Well, it was the Frank Sinatra song, "My Way." I did it my way.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good enough, man. That's all you can do. Just do it your way.
All right, I'll head off now. Thank you.
All right, I love you, brother. Good magic to you, man. Keep keeping at it. Nose to the grindstone, rolling with the punches.
I'll do that. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, blessings. Yeah, blessings. All right, guys. That was King of Hell. That was a pretty long conversation, man. I enjoyed that. It's good for him to stop by, young man out there in the world, getting it. I can appreciate it. Like I said, keep your nose to the grindstone, pep in your step, rolling with the punches. And you guys out there in Happy Land do the same thing as well, right? All hail the Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Do all those fun things that make it happen. Go over there and check me out on buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday one time. A little something in the tip jar. $50 never killed anybody, right? Adoration of Abraxas, guys, to finish us off. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe. Hail unto thy immortal name, Adonai. And amen. Until next time, guys, I'll be watching out for you, and I hope you watch out for me. Until next time, bye for now, and good magic.